Hey everybody, it's Millie with Crafting in My PJs, and today is Sunday, so you are here for our race video. Today is May 28th, and just wanted to let you know it is my anniversary. My husband and I have been married for 40 years. Isn't that awesome? So we'll be celebrating, I guess, later today. Of course, we did our celebrating last week because he took me to Universal, my happy place, and we were able to visit the parks together, and we had a wonderful time. And the last video I did was planning for a change, and I sort of followed my plan, but that's kind of how these things go. You kind of over plan for a change to kind of get maybe somewhere in the middle. Unfortunately, I did gain a couple of pounds, and I don't understand how. I'm going to wait a week and see what happens. I don't think it's real pounds. Anyway, all right. So today is week 9. I have to look. Let me make sure. Yes, week 9 of our training plan. And we have 23 weeks left before Disney's Wine and Dine in November. So if you are following the Jeff Galloway training plans, then and you're doing the half marathon in a couple of weeks, 4 weeks to be exact, you will be definitely starting that program. I'm only doing a 5K and a 10K, so I'm just jogging along just as I am. So today our subject matter is race nutrition. Now, I'm not talking about nutrition before the race, like months before. Like, we should be trying to eat healthy and get lots of protein. You are working out and building muscle, you need protein. So that should be an ongoing thing. But when it comes to running a race in the heat or the cold or distance, then there are some things that you need to do for your body in order to get the most optimum performance. So there's 3 ways to look at what you can put in your body to help you with the race. And that would be what you put in before the race, what you put in your body during a race, and then what you put in your body after a race. And so I'm going to show you some different options, and we'll talk for just a brief moment about how I handle, and I know my friend does pretty much the same thing, how we handle getting ready for a race, and then how we handle post-race and during race. And so I'm going to show you pictures on Amazon, because as of right now, my training plans aren't more than 4 miles on my long run. And so at 4 miles, as long as I am hydrated, I am okay. But I do 1 or 2 things after a long run, even now. So let's start with pre-race. And we're going to talk about things specifically kind of geared toward a Disney race too. Some things that you need to be prepared for. So what do you put in your body before you go do a run, before you work out? Do you, like, if I get up really early in the morning, if I do a 4:30 or a 5 o'clock run, I only put coffee in my body. But that's a short run. If it's going to be a longer run, I have to have more. If I'm running, say, after school or after work, or like this morning, I am leaving and meeting my friend for 8 o'clock, and we're going to do a run, I am going to have something in my body. So what do you put in your body? All right, so if it's a Disney race, is 5:30 in the morning. They start at 5:30 in the morning. The buses will pick you up at your hotel, and they start picking up if I'm not mistaken, at 3 a.m. to get you to the race route. And all of this information will be on the website closer to the race. But if you've done the races before, this is typically how it works. Now, at 3 o'clock in the morning, the snack bar, the food court is not open. So if you are going to drink coffee, I have to have coffee. I have to have caffeine in me. So one year we went and they were not putting coffee pots in the rooms. That was just one year. I don't know what the deal was about that. I had to go run to Walmart and get a Monster drink, and I had never had a Monster before. And that's not a good thing, to put something in your body that you've not tested out before. So, but it did okay. I did okay. So, you know, I put caffeine in. I have to have some caffeine before race. That's how I get my engines going. But then I also have to have some sort of nutrition. And so my go-to prior to a race, and I want it in my body 45 minutes before, maybe even an hour before I'm actually going to get on a road. Because if I have that food, sorry about Gabby. I don't know what her deal is today. She's been in a mood. If I have that food in my body too close to running, it will make me ill, and I don't want that either. And so my friend and I, we usually do a bagel with peanut butter, or we do whole wheat bread with peanut butter, or I do a bagel thin with peanut butter, put it in a Ziploc bag. So make sure I bring Ziploc bags. I make sure I have peanut butter, all of this prior to race day. And we have it in our hotel room. And then sometimes we will grab honey, and we will put some honey on the bread too with the peanut butter to give just a little bit of jolt of sugar. So that's typically my pre-race. Some people do Cliff bars. Some people do other type of protein bars. You need to figure out, I do apples and peanut butter. Apple is a really great thing on my stomach, and so I can handle that prior to a race. So you have to figure out what's going to work for your body, and now is the time to start testing that out, not the day of the race. And then whatever you are going to have it in your hotel room the day before. Now, in the last few, maybe 2 years that I did the Princess race, they did sell in the gift shop like a pre-race breakfast, and it was like a bagel and a fruit, a piece of fruit. I don't know what was in it, but you could buy it the day before, and then you could have it. I assume they still do that. I'm not sure, because I haven't run a race since February 2020 at Disney. So pre-race, what are you going to put in your body? You've got to have some way to get some fuel and some energy. Though there are some runners who run on an empty stomach, and that's how they've trained, and that's what their body is used to. All right, so now you're in the race. I mean, you know, a 5K, I don't have to do anything but make sure I drink water at all of the water stops. A 10K, I have to have a little bit more in me. And what I like to do is in my water bottles prior to the race, I usually put these Propel packets. This is 0 sugar, so it's like no calories. But it has electrolytes. So you have Gatorade level electrolytes and vitamin C. So it has sodium, 210 milligrams of sodium. So basically I'm trying to prep my body for losing those electrolytes while I run. So I will have one of these prior to the race. I will make sure I drink at all the water stops, even if it's just a couple of swallows. And for longer races, you're going to have water stops, but you're also going to have sports drink stops. They will have cups of Gatorade, and they will have water too. I can't drink too much of that on the race route because I don't know, it gums up in my mouth. I really do prefer the water, but than that Gatorade that they have. But I will take a few swallows of it to get it in my body. On the longer runs, like the half marathon, you will have all of that. You will have water stops. You will have sports drink stops. And they run approximately every mile right after the mile marker. At the mile marker, you're going to have a photo op with some sort of character or 2 or 3. And then a little bit after that, you will have a water station. So check out those water stations so that you can definitely keep your body hydrated. So during the race, if it's a long race like a half marathon or even sometimes a 10K, I might nibble on something. There are sports beans out there. There are Gatorade chews. That's actually my favorite. I like the Gatorade chews. There are gels, sports gels. I do like those too. Those do well on my stomach. They're very sweet. I'm looking, I have some pictures over here. There are the honey stingers. I like those, but I can tell you I'm not going to have that on my body while I'm running. I might have my little racing belt. I did find my belts, by the way. I couldn't find them the other day, and I found 2 of them. So I'm going to put a bunch of pictures of different products that are out there. You can get them at Amazon. A couple of these things you can get at Walmart. A couple of them you can get at Academy. I was at Academy the other day, and I didn't really see anything I liked. And every now and then, well, especially the half marathons, you usually will have a company that will sponsor some sort of giveaway. And usually it's those sports beans. They look like jelly beans, and they're sports beans. And I'm not a jelly bean person, but I did taste 1 or 2 one of the races, but that's not my favorite. I really like those Gatorade chews, and I can get them at Walmart, so I have them. All right, so that's during the race. But again, when you start really doing some longer runs, have some of these things and test them out. What works for your body and what does not work for your body. There are porta-johns, those little portalets all along the race route. But I don't want to go stand in line because the lines are long to go potty because something upset my stomach. You can also use a bathroom or 2 that's on the race route inside the parks. They have a couple of those. I've used those because I usually have to tinkle somewhere along the longer race routes. So yeah. Now, post-race. Oh, you're so excited. You finish this race, and immediately they're going to hand you water bottles when you finish the race, and they're going to hand you Gatorade or Powerade bottles, and you're going to and a banana. You always have a banana in there. And you're going to get your famous Disney post-race snack box. Usually has like nacho type chips, like corn chips with this processed cheese dip. Either you love it or you hate it. Either people are horrified by it or they love it and they're looking forward to it. There's usually a cookie in there. There's usually some sort of protein bar. There's usually applesauce. Don't be shy about nibbling on some of your stuff. Get some food in your body, especially after the 10K and the half marathon. And then when you get back to your hotel, if you're like me, I go back to the hotel, I shower, I change. Some people go straight to the park, like in their race gear. I don't do that. I go back, and then we go and we have a good meal. Like, you really need a good protein-filled meal to replenish all the stuff you have taken out of your body. Remember that Florida is hot, and chances are it's going to be hot. Not necessarily, but chances are it's going to be hot, and you're going to have lost a lot of electrolytes and things in your body that need to be replaced. On longer runs, while I'm training, I like to use these Premier Protein. It has 30 grams of protein. It's only 160 calories. If you're a Weight Watcher person, it is 1 point. I think I'm on the blue plan, so it's 1 point. It has 20 milligrams of cholesterol, and the carbs, 5 carbs, 3 fiber. So I like these. A coach at the school where I used to work said that he makes sure that his track team people drink chocolate milk after a race. It has all of the nutrients that you need to put back in your body. So make sure you figure out. I know I will crave things after a half marathon, and it's usually chicken. I'm usually craving chicken. And you know, with Disney, you've got to go find some place basically to eat. You know, you have to get there. And I know one race, it just took me too long, and I was like physically ill in the bathroom, but then was able to eat after, and I was all right. So make sure that you take care of your body, and make sure you test out things prior to the race. All right, that's it. All right, so what's our quote for today? Here it is right here. Don't give up on your dreams, or your dreams will give up on you. And it's by John, and I can't read what I wrote. Wokler? I don't know. Maybe you can read it. I don't know what I wrote. All right, so I hope y'all have a wonderful week. This week, normally, there's nothing except for Memorial Day. So, you know, enjoy your Memorial Day. Figure out, like, I probably won't have exercise class on Monday because they'll probably be closed. I assume the Y will be closed. I don't know. I have to look it up. Next week, we're going to talk about the different types of headphones, AirPods, those kinds of things that you can use during a race, and how you need to be very careful about using headphones during a race. All right, that's it, guys. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.